Hello, and welcome back to King's Quest 8. So, we are picking up where we left off in the Barren region. Today I am using different recording software. I'm going with OBS instead of Fraps because it records straight to MP4. It's lower quality, but it'll let me upload videos a lot faster, which will help me keep a regular schedule and stuff. Hopefully, in theory. But hopefully you won't notice any real difference from the crisp AVIs that I had with Fraps. Anyway, so here we are, killing ants. Oh yes, is this not an auspicious start? Yeah, this is fun, right? You know, I'm not like afraid of bugs or anything, but I think that this is entirely too many ants for my taste. I could do with less ants, and luckily,
It's beyond my reach.
I'm in a position to do something about this worryingly large number of ants. They don't really, it's funny because these ants are not exactly being terribly threatening. I'm just kind of gunning down random ants. This barely seems like a step up above just like killing random wild animals or exterminator duty. Giant exterminator duty? Well, I don't know, I'm not giant. Yes, I think this is one of the less compelling enemies in the game. I mean, sometimes they don't even really go after you when you shoot them in the face. Usually they do kind of... I don't know, the ants generally just mind their own business, but they'll kind of mess with you if you get within like 5 feet or so. Look at it. He's kind of like he's orbiting around me. It's like they're little tanks. They can't just like turn on a dime. I don't know. And then these anthills kind of will half-heartedly produce an extra ant, and that's it. It's also really helpful that the ant's death animation creates a little fire noise, not entirely dissimilar to the one created when you gain a level. So I keep thinking that I'm leveling up, and I'm actually not. Aw, shit. Man, those things have quite the death animation. Let's see it again. Boom! Man. You know that you're completely owned when your own, your own living environment just explodes into you. I don't know. Maybe they're just, these things are made of densely packed magma. It looks like, I don't know, like some kind of like geysers blasting through them. It's really very, it's a spectacular death animation. Speaking of spectacular death animations, I can't remember if at any time in this Let's Play I have gotten to show off Connor horribly burning to death. I think I have. You probably will be seeing more of that, because if there's one thing that this area can do, it's burning Connor a lot. In case there was any doubt, if you touch the lava at all, you instantly die. You just, it's game over. Of course, you can stand, you know, as close as you'd like. You can be toe-to-toe with the lava, but apparently, this is one of those fantasy universes where convection does not exist. See, like, sometimes the ant will just, like, make a beeline for you. For for no apparent reason. Sometimes they'll just ignore you while you're like taking pot shots at them. I really don't know what the pattern is. Maybe it's trying to take revenge for its murdered ant family. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, this particular section is where the game kind of hit a low point for me in terms of enjoyment. I think just all of the things I don't really like about the game kind of started to pile up here. It's not one of the better parts of the game, I think. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just finally falling out of love with King's Quest VIII. Perhaps my nostalgia couldn't last me through the whole game. I don't know, I guess we'll see if it makes a comeback. I'm saving frequently, because this is, of course, Lethal Lava Land, which is both lethal and lava. So, who's this guy? This is the Basilisk. He looks like some kind of boss, isn't he? He's not a boss. He's really not. I don't know why Connor thought this was a good idea. You will eventually learn that the weapon you have isn't enough to kill the Basilisk. None of them are. You can, this is kind of weird. It's hard to get an arrow to it, but you can see it doesn't do anything. And for some reason, when Connor is in melee range, he doesn't actually attempt to hit it at all. So I don't know how he would ever know that his weapon doesn't work, because he never uses it. But if you're particularly dense and you want to take another shot at the Basilisk, you get this to happen. Laser vision. Can I have one of these, like, in my front yard? It's awesome. Look at that. Laser vision. And the game just kind of lets you sit and contemplate Connor's death for a bit, I guess. One thing I don't really like about this area is that you'd think that a lethal lava land would look more interesting. I guess Barren Lands should have given it away. But just the whole color palette of this place is really kind of ugly looking. And one thing you'll notice is that you can see there's kind of a hill here. But they obviously made no effort whatsoever to kind of make the textures align with the terrain. And this is evident in other places in the game. Like, you can tell they just had one ground texture and they just kind of like changed the height of it, and like, you can see that it's all stretched out. Like, they didn't actually like do it's just really ugly looking, and you spend most of your time here looking at either lava or just this really ugly, like, tannish and grayish rock texture. It's really unappealing. So this area will become relevant later, and yes, we are going to have to jump across those rocks with Connor's very limited platforming abilities. So we should probably get this show on the road. So I think, yeah, these guys are going to be showing up. I think when I left off, I talked about how they got me again. I don't know why, the ants always surprise me right here, apparently. But, I talked about how I wanted to save some money to use in this area. And it's true that you can buy a better weapon here than the, the Hua War Axe, or, War Hammer. You get a War Axe here instead, I'm confused. Now, the good thing about the War Axe is, it does in fact have the Hua sound effect. But the game doesn't let you keep any of those weapons, because we're gonna need a plot weapon eventually that'll let us continue. And then we just gonna lose it. Like I felt completely I was gonna say I felt completely shafted, but that's a pun that won't make sense until later. I literally never used the War Axe once in my test run, because most of the things you fight here are ants and lava demons, and you can't run up and hit a lava demon because it is sitting in lava. And most of the time you can snipe the ants from a distance, and even when you can't, I prefer to just shoot them because I'm always carrying my crossbow anyway. Get out of here. The ants are overall a really appealing enemy, just because, like, I don't know, there isn't really much to fighting them, and they just kind of pop up out of nowhere, and then you just gun them down and they die, and they're really not any fun to fight. Let's see, this is where I want to go, because it kind of changed to walking. Did I press that by accident? But yeah, because I can get a better weapon here. One thing I've started to notice, and maybe this is kind of becoming evident for you as well, is that this isn't really a very difficult game. I mean, I'm on like the 5th area of the game, and at no point did I really feel challenged by the combat, and the puzzles are really not very inspiring either. Ah, come on. This is the cheap trick that the game plays on. It's kind of having these things pop up while you're fighting something else. Come on. I think these things are supposed to say something to me. They've been oddly silent. Apparently, this time, they don't want to be friends. Jesus, this is doing a fuckload of damage. God. Yeah, that was weird. There was supposed to be a, little dialogue, and I was gonna make a joke, but apparently they don't feel like playing along, so I killed them. I think that is a reasonable and proportionate response.
'Tis some type of locking mechanism.
One almost might call it a lock. Gotta love, Connor's ever-astute observations. Alright, now, all of this, the kind of uninspired backgrounds and the continued drag of the really not very difficult combat, might have been forgivable. I mean, it wouldn't have been particularly fun or interesting, but what really dragged me down is bullshit puzzles. So I think what's next on my itinerary, that's a word I shouldn't be trying to say on camera, itinerary, is we're gonna visit the 2 civilizations of this place, have them explain their relevance to my quest, so that we may wring the plot out of them before moving on and forgetting about them. So this is the first civilization at the bottom of this hill, and yep, they really went the extra mile for this one. This civilization consists of 2 entire yurts. That's right. I think these are yurts. If I have misclassified these structures...
Whence came ye?
I have travelled far, good sir. Most recently from the underground realm of the gnomes.
The realm of the gnomes? Pray tell, where is that?
Orion Mountains, I believe. although my directions are assuredly confounded. Regardless, tell me, tradesman, what have you to sell?
Not much, I fear. My
I love the
suppliers
voice
dare not
acting
enter these
here.
parts since the blasted basilisk hath arrived. All I have left are a few weapons, as ye can see. Wouldst ye be needing such?
Perhaps. But, sir,
kind of
what is this
accent
basilisk
is
you
that
aforementioned?
Oh, what a foul reptile! 'Tis just across the bridge yonder. 'Twould take nothing short of a champion to slay it.
Well, sir,
Gosh,
I
who
might have
might this
interest in
champion
such a
be?
deed.
Ye? Do ye think so? Verily, I can help. If ye can supply me a black diamond and a strong metal shaft, I can craft ye a pike which can slay the basilisk. It is said only a black diamond can pierce its thick hide, but even so, ye must still locate its only vulnerable spot.
Well, I shall ponder upon this matter.
So this is the You've got to be kidding me. Give me a moment. Okay, we're back. Those of you who were paying close attention might be laughing at me right now because you noticed how long it had been since I saved. But we are back, and we are back in the weapon shop. And I could click on these and show you what they do, and we can hear the hoo-ah sound. But I'm not touching any of this because I'm afraid that the cutscene will freeze again, so we're just going to make our way hastily out of here and enjoy some more excellent voice acting in this one.
I beg your pardon, madam, but may I ask if you are chief of this village?
I am shaman, traveler. I heal the sick, revive the dying, and banish evil spirits. Yea, my magic is so potent, I can even resurrect the dead. For the price of 25 gold coins, of course.
I shall keep that in mind, your... milady.
You know, Connor, in real life, people would notice your pointed pause after saying "milady." But whatever. And these guys are just decoration. What are these creatures? I can't really classify them as any particular fantasy race. They look kind of like gray aliens. But I really don't know. They're not even really important, and as I have shown, they put a really half-hearted effort into making this village. So I don't know. Maybe they're the last remnants of some tribe driven from their homeland or something. Now we shall see a much more well-established community of creatures over here. I think that they actually have 4 whole people. Wait a second. Maybe it was... No, I think
This
it's 4.
ain't a place for your kind, human.
This is only for Scotsmen. This really is a land of exotic accents, isn't it? Maybe that's a better name than Lethal Lava Land.
Who are ye, foreigner? You don't belong here.
Fine, I take my stuff, go somewhere else. I don't need you. No. 5 of them. Yes, much more well established.
Sir, I have need of a metal shaft for a pike. I was informed you might be of help in this regard.
I don't do business with outlanders. Go away!
I'm just talking about Shaft. Fine. Let's talk to this guy. He looks important. He's got a thingy.
Pray tell, sir, what place is this?
'Tis the sanctuary of the Stone of Order, human.
Sanctuary of the Stone of Order. But, sir, where is the stone? I do not perceive it.
Woefully,
I do
the
not
stone itself
perceive
has
it.
disappeared.
During a storm
Wow.
so vile, we hillmen fled in terror.
The stone has disappeared. Tell me, sir, do you have knowledge of its whereabouts?
Nay, human, I have not. And sadly, our realm is now fraught with great chaos and turmoil. Now, according to the ancient prophecies, only the rightful upholder of law and order can seek the stone and bring it back here to its hallowed sanctuary.
Sir, perhaps I might try to seek it?
Ye may try, human, but 'twould be useless. The stone 'twould only reveal itself to the true upholder.
Gee, I wonder who that could be. I don't have any guesses at all, so I guess we should just probably go. Say, is it just me, or do these creatures look like demons from Doom? I don't know. This is also where the plot kind of starts to get to me. I mean, wow, I have no idea what the soundtrack is doing right now. There's really nothing to it other than, you know, Connor is the answer to everyone's problems. I mean, I know it's a fantasy trope to have the to have the chosen one, but I mean, Connor is the chosen one of like 5 or 10 different cultures at once. I mean, is that necessary? Could they not just all have the same prophecy? I mean, there's really kind of a trying to think of the word. I guess kind of a it's escaping me. But it's very, I guess this is what happens when I try to use smart words. It just kind of has this really kind of jeez, I don't even want to go there, but almost kind of a racist undertone where you've just got this white guy who's the chosen one of every single
A weapon will
religion
not help me here.
and culture in this whole world. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if Connor was at all interesting. I mean, let's face it, Connor basically has the personality of wet toast. What the... Okay. So, this is the puzzle that really got me in a bad mood. So first thing you're gonna notice is that in order to get anywhere, we need to futz around with these constantly sinking columns. So if you time it badly, you're just gonna fall in the lava and die. And it's really not that hard to avoid doing that. But you've got to watch your step at all times. Ooh, jeez. See, this is kind of what I'm talking about, is it's not really like a challenge, it's just an annoyance. And I'm trying to find these ones that are like the disguised metal platforms. And they got shapes on them. And what are these shapes for, you may ask? They are for to annoy me greatly. No. And you may wonder why I can't just jump across, and why I'm not attempting to is because the game doesn't really let you do that. You pretty much just have to, like you see there's kind of a missing thing, and yeah, you could probably jump from the side there or something, but the game was just like, no, you can't do that because where is the first one that I need? I need it. It's important to my quest for greatness. That's not it. There it is. Okay. So this one just went boom, boom, boom. What's that all about? Well, we are counting. We are the count today. We like to count. The number indicated by the object, this cube, is the number of sides on each shape on it. So this one is 3, and it plays at 3 beats. So now we have to touch all of these in order, one at a time. Isn't that fun? And this took me way too long, because for one, you don't necessarily know what all the numbers are, because you're not counting up like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 3, 7, 11. This is like 11, right? You've got to be fucking... Okay, so I missed 3, 5, 7, and you can't. So you don't know what numbers are on these different things. So you don't necessarily know for sure. Like, you would think it would be like, you see a pattern here, 3, 5, 7, 9, but there is no 9, and you can't see them at a distance, right? They kind of get blurry from too far away, and you can't see what shapes they are. So you just kind of have to like pick the one that you think is close to the right number and hope that you're right. And if you step on the wrong one, you have to start all over again from 3. And all along the way, you have to navigate these really annoying, shaky, falling lava tiles that do nothing more than make it more difficult to get around for no reason. And if you make a bad series of moves where you need to quickly get off of a platform and accidentally jump onto the wrong metal cube, well then you are fucked and you have to start over again from the beginning. And which one am I doing? It's that one? Yeah. It's a really annoying puzzle. And this is on top of the whole thing being slow and plodding and boring. And maybe there's something to it, like, I kind of knew what I was doing, so I was kind of just going through it kind of by rote. But a puzzle that is this much of a pain in the ass to do when you already know the answer is not a well-designed puzzle. It is a badly designed puzzle, and I do not like it. Luckily, it wasn't as bad this time around, because I kind of knew where they were all located. I mean, maybe there's some kind of hint or indication of what you're supposed to do, but I basically, in order to find the metal cubes, first of all, is I just kind of brute forced through every possible cube until I found them all, which was also not fun. So for once, lava actually does some harm to Connor other than falling directly into it, because these guys are kind of burst and will hit you. But that doesn't really matter very much, because they're really not that hard to avoid and don't hurt you that much. Anyway. So, settle in, boys and girls and others, because we have some exposition to handle.
Hail, Connor of Daventry.
What? A spirit? Who are you?
It is not of consequence who I am. It is of import who thou art, old champion eternal.
That's right.
I have been addressed
no one
as such
matters
before.
Except you, Connor.
Tell me, spirit, who is Champion Eternal?
The mask of eternity will reveal such knowledge to thee in time. But I must warn thee, the evil one awaits. He who was once our most revered leader, he desires thee dead.
Who? What is his name?
Thou wilt learn his name. I am loath to speak it. He is evil incarnate. He destroyed the mask. He who was once its protector. and he hath imprisoned us, his acolytes. He will find thee, Connor.
Aren't
He
you
will
just a
send his
palette
vile
swap of
minions.
that guy?
Seek the pieces of the
really
mask.
look the same.
Only with the mask canst thou triumph.
Wait! Come back!
I didn't really think he would actually come back.
Seek the mask piece, Connor of Daventry. The fire dwarves of the tunnels
Guess
have
he just
keep of
forgot
it.
that part.
What? The tunnels?
Wait, come back. You know, if this whole prophecy business is to be believed, the mask chose Connor. It picked him specifically, and it's presumably a pretty powerful mask thing. And it just, like, I mean, we're all looking at the same guy, right? Presumably, it could have gotten anyone. It could have picked King Graham, the protagonist of the other King's Quest games. Why Connor? Like, what? I know he's the destined hero, but he doesn't have any seeming qualities other than the fact that he is the destined hero. And I guess he's kind of strong, I suppose. I mean, he's a nice enough guy, I suppose. But, like, what qualities did he have before being designated as the chosen hero that he stuck out to the mask? It just looked at him and he's like, yes, that's our guy. Right there, let's do this one. He's gonna be our chosen champion. I don't know. And then if you think about how much the mask could have like planned this out, it could have just prevented this in the first place. It's all the future. This plot really doesn't make much sense when you think about it. It really doesn't. I know if I attempt to jump across without saving, I'm going to regret it. So I'm going to save. I probably should just skip these areas because they don't have anything of value other than healing. Yeah, there he goes. My goodness, that's graphic. Okay, well, that didn't go very well. You know, this game really wasn't made for, you know, jumping around, just this kind of occasional platforming thing. It's a good thing that the game doesn't do it very often. This is blatantly ironic, isn't it? Oh boy. Yes, if the bullshit puzzle was not fun enough, we have to look forward to some other bullshit activities that the game wants me to perform. We'll be seeing that shortly. You can just, you know, as a gamer, having played a lot of games, a lot of different kinds of games, sometimes you see something that just kind of sets a sinking dread deep in the pit of your stomach, and this is one of those. Because I mean, you can just tell, it's not just one jump that you have to do, you have to, you gotta do all of these. Every single one of them. And then you're gonna have to turn around and go back after you're done. This is bad. It's bad. It's pretty bad. I was already kind of getting in a bad mood about this particular area when I got here, so you can imagine how pleased I was. To get to this part, this is bad. But you know, at least there's something that is a better puzzle lying ahead of us. I should be I wonder if you can actually fall through that gap. I'll bet you can, just because. And hopefully my frustration over this level is not dampening the LP too much. It's certainly a lot more fun to do when I have an audience that I'm forcing to listen to me, so that's good. So let's see. So this is our other puzzle, and I like this one a lot more, although it's really not, there's not much to it.
Gadzooks! What was that?
That was a chime, Connor. You hit it, and it makes a sound. This is not mysterious, except, I guess, the color lighting up part. So, you see we can hit these, and they light up, and we start by hitting this one. And you might already have a
It
guess.
extends! 'Tis sturdy, I hope.
You might already have a guess about what we're supposed to do here, because the fact that this involves colors and there are 7 of them might remind you of something. But first of all, because I like torturing Connor, I'm gonna mess around a bit. What's interesting about this one is that, after discovering
Alas. Perhaps I should take heed of the correct order.
after finding out that the platform will in fact collapse when he gets the wrong answer, Connor, of course, steps out as far as he is able at every opportunity. The reason he does this is unclear to me, because it does not help him in any way, and in fact puts him in considerable danger. The really interesting thing is that, as far as I can tell, every possible failure at every step along the process actually has a unique animation of Connor running back and running back to the beginning. And I don't want to extend this too much. I could show you all the animations, but that would take a while. And I actually I did take notes on this so that I don't have to repeat myself too much. But I kind of want to show you the most dramatic one because, I mean, that's always fun, right? We'll get a little bit of action here. Let's see, what's the next one? So it makes me turn around and shoot it. I really don't see what the point of... Can I actually turn around? Like, what happens? Will it, like, undo it? Come on. Okay. So, I guess, so you do have to stand... That's... okay. I didn't really think that would happen. Okay, let's see, we'll see how long this takes. You saw a pretty good one right there. If I'd known that would happen, I would have waited till I got to 6. But, you know, whatever. They really I think they were really proud of this whole, presentation of this area, because you can tell they spent a lot of time animating it. And the next one is, which one did I just hit? Yeah, yellow, yes. That's right, yes. And the sad thing is that this really is an extremely simple and straightforward puzzle. There's really not much to it, and after a couple minutes of experimentation, I think most people will get it fairly quickly, which does kind of make me wonder why this was, well, okay, I'm not paying attention. Okay, this time I'm just gonna go straight to the end. I think we have seen enough of Connor doing the, Indiana Jones run. Okay, so I've got to focus. So obviously the answer is the old rainbow mnemonic, Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Because, of course, this fantasy culture of Scottish orcs would base their bullshit puzzles on a Western understanding of color theory. Obviously. Which, I'm losing focus here. I'm trying to do commentary at the same time as doing this puzzle, and it's making me really lose focus here. So G, B, and then I, which is, yeah, right here. So that's I. G, div. So it's violet is here. But yeah, I mean, like, no one else was able to figure this out. I'm pretty sure that if
Forsooth, 'tis the sacred stone of order.
yes, we know that, Connor. I think that if you cannot solve a puzzle that Connor is capable of solving, it does not say good things about the future fate of your species. But, you know, whatever. I think I'm going to get to the bottom. I'm going to save, because I would not put it past my luck to end up getting dunked in the lava at least a couple times. So at this point, my question is, do I want to head off to that little alcove, the little dead-end path, and collect the life crystals? I guess I may as well, just because I want to soak up that valuable experience, and also, you know, want to show you everything that's here. And of course, I'm sure that watching me go through this process will only bring entertainment. Yeah. Okay, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here, so I'm really, damn it. Well, I don't know whose idea it was to put this in here. And I keep doing that. Okay. Wait. I think that at this point in the design of the game, they were really getting desperate, because you may notice a few curious things about the design of this area. And I have touched on this before, if you recall that I noticed that the swamp didn't have a particularly inspired design. So maybe it's just the case that they never really had much in the way of good ideas in the first place. First thing you may notice is that as a late game area, this place is pretty small. It's certainly a lot smaller than, say, the Dimension of Death, which probably is the largest map we've run into thus far. I think it's smaller than the swamp. It looks smaller than the underground realm with the gnomes, although that place was mostly tight tunnels, so the actual physical size of the map may not be a good indicator of how much real estate was on it. But I mean, you can kind of see there's really only a handful of major areas. There's this kind of bullshit puzzle area. There's the bullshit puzzle area we took to get here. There's the exposition pyramid, the two yurts, the Scottish guys, and the basilisk. Those are the 5 relevant elements on the entire map, and they're pretty much all just kind of sitting together, with really not much in between other than ants and lava demons. And I can pretty much describe the entirety of this place in one go. There's really not much to it. It's a lot like the swamp in that respect. Basically, we need to get the stone of whatever to get the guy to give us a metal shaft, to build a pike, to kill the basilisk, to get past it, to get a key to
A weapon will not help me here.
tunnel of the fire dwarves to get the mask piece and leave. And that's it. That is this whole area in a nutshell. It's really the most simplistic fetch questy level design you can find. And in that respect, it really does resemble the swamp a lot. And that, you know, I actually did. I mentioned early on that I started off using a guide, because, you know, you had stuff like the whatchamacallit, I should save here in case I do end up freezing again. Oh no, wait, I need the shaft first. Because, you know, there was the puzzle with the axe. I think that may be the hardest puzzle, chopping down the tree. Probably the hardest puzzle in the game, just because there's no hint as to what you should be doing. Really. So, but there's really not much to the puzzles in this game, and I say this as someone who is really bad at these kind of adventure gamey puzzles, but I mean, there's really not much to it. Someone says you need an item to do a thing, you get the item, you do the thing, and then that lets you do other things. It's really not very difficult, and so I've resorted mostly to using the guide to making sure I haven't missed any optional things. Like, for example, we still haven't found a blue adamant, and that'll be turning up actually in the next area, so I haven't missed it, so that's... I should save. You know, so that's that. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. I have to return the stone so I can get the shaft, so I can get the pike, so I can kill a basilisk. Can you see why I felt maybe less than entertained in this area?
I have found the Stone of Order. Shall I entrust it to you, sir?
Nay, human. Only ye may place it upon the altar. When such a deed is done, then law and order may truly return.
Aye, sir. 'Twill be done.
Yes, you, a complete stranger we've known for 5 minutes, is the only person who can touch our most sacred
I
object.
proudly return the Stone of Order to its rightful place.
Behold! Ye are indeed the true upholder of law and order. The stone itself has deemed such. We hillmen are in your debt. I shall alert the others of the happy news.
You know, that was a really unenthused sound for such a large instrument. You'd think it'd be making one of those really bellowy horn sounds, but it's just kind of...
Sir, I have need of a metal shaft for a pike. Can you fashion such for me?
Assuredly, champion. I will make you a metal shaft forged of a magical alloy, which can withstand even the fiercest of blows.
Alright, this time the cutscene didn't break. I have no idea what happened last time, but it was just pointing in all the wrong direction. It was really weird.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, this metal shaft appears robust sure.
Man, you know, when people in this world finally invent fingers, it's just gonna be great for everyone. I'm sure that being a blacksmith will be a lot easier.
This is a stout shaft of magical metals.
I'm sorry, but I'm too immature not to kind of inwardly giggle every time he says.
This is a stout shaft of magical metal.
Anyway, where are we headed? Right, weapon shop. Guy that screwed over the game last time, so... I really don't know what's up with... Should I maybe try the, what is it, the healing thing? Does it... Like, why would you ever need that? Am I missing something? What is the whole thing about raising the dead? I don't know. Maybe I'll explore the whole thing more off camera, because I don't feel like futzing around.
Hail, journeyer!
Here you go.
Tradesman, I have procured a stout metal shaft. Does it meet your requirements?
'Tis perfect. Now, can ye seek out a black diamond?
I shall try, sir. Pardon me, good tradesman, but is this what you are seeking? 'Tis a black diamond, sure.
Aye, 'tis indeed. 'Twill work wonders. Quickly will I craft ye a pike with a black diamond tip. All I seek in return is 10 gold coins and the trade of your used weapon to cover my costs. Do we have a deal?
What would happen if I had literally no money left? I'm kind of curious.
Aye, we do indeed. Here is my payment and my used weapon in trade.
Excellent. Quickly will I craft ye a pike.
Jesus, that must be one hell of a hammer. It didn't even look like he was swinging hard.
Thank you, sir.
It's marginally better than the weapon I had before. So yeah, if I bought that that big axe from before, I would have just lost it then, because I have to have this weapon.
This pike has a sharp tip of black diamond.
So it does, Connor.
I possess a fiery flame bow.
Wow, I never crossed this bridge up to now. Huh. Alright, so now that we have the epic weapon that can kill the basilisk, let's see how Connor confronts this vile beast. Let's do this. Epic face-off. Connor, sometimes I think that maybe you are just too stupid to live. That's right. He does not even attempt to use it. He literally carries the weapon that's supposed to kill the basilisk, up to the basilisk, and puts it away to confront it. What? Now, I know that I can only hit the basilisk from a certain angle, but I mean, Connor doesn't know that. He doesn't even have any idea what the weak spot is. He's not even gonna try. I guess I have to spoon feed him this. So yes, the trick is we have to do more jumping. And we need to get up on top of the thing. And the best way to get across here is the backflip, since it's really the only mid-range jump that Connor has. That made this process much easier, I can tell you that. There were many failed tries of trying to jump at it forwards, because of course Connor just every time he does that running leap, he just goes flying off. It's really, it's good for distance, but it's awful for platforming. And I have no idea why there's platforming in this game at all. Alright, so here is our epic boss fight. I mean, yeah, it's pretty non-interactive, but I mean, let's face it. Would this have been any more exciting if we'd actually done it ourselves? Probably not.
It won't budge.
Well, I suppose 'tis no use to me now.
Yep, that's right. I held that awesome weapon for no more than a couple minutes and used it to kill exactly 0 things myself. Now let's punch this thing in the head. Awesome. I don't know whether it's funnier to punch it or to shoot it with the arrow, but I already tried the arrow in my test run. I thought this would be more amusing. I didn't actually realize that I'd I actually lost the weapon because it's so counterintuitive. Like, you go to all this effort to acquire it, you use it to kill exactly one thing, and then you never see it again. So, what are we gonna do for weapon now? Well, fortunately, the game has got us covered. So we're gonna go up here. Now, you can't go in through the entrance because it's sealed, and really, I don't see the purpose of that. I understand that they want to justify the existence of the hookshot at this point in the game. The hookshot, the rope and hook, but whatever. But this is so tedious, like crawling in, crawling back out. It's such a pain in the ass. But, you know, whatever.
He must have fallen from above.
He, like, slumped over. What? Did Connor poke him? Okay. So this is another one of those puzzles that's dead simple. You've got these 4 shapes around the edge. This, circle, triangle, square, and the thing. And, I mean, you couldn't possibly miss the hints. But the weird thing is that depending on which texture you look at, it's reversed. I have no idea why. I mean, it's trivial to try both possibilities, but you're supposed to start from this end. So we got the thing, then we got the triangle, then we got the circle. I don't know, the puzzles at this point in the game are starting to look like a baby's introductions to shapes and colors.
Egad!
I mean, is it supposed to make me feel like an accomplished adventurer?
He must have been a warrior of great courage.
And you know this because...
"'Tis a fine suit of armor, sure."
Okay, so this is a weird thing. Do you see what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing here? What the heck is going on here?
"'Tis a fine suit of armor, sure. 'Tis a fine suit of armor, sure."
I don't... This is the armor I was wearing before, right? I had the leather armor, and if we...
"'Tis a fine suit of armor, sure.
What's going on here?
'Tis a fine suit of armor, sure."
I'm completely at a loss. It just seems like a blatant bug. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because, as you may have realized, I am starting to suspect more and more that this is the point at which the developers of the game stopped giving a shit. But that's really bizarre. I've never seen a bug quite like that before. We're just like, I don't know. That's really weird. And it's like my other armor evaporated. It was like consumed by this third armor that just kind of materialized from the void. I don't know. But I guess it doesn't matter because we got better armor now. Although I don't know, if I was wearing like heavy plate in the middle of lethal lava land, I'd probably feel pretty bad. Oops.
I have heavy protection with a full suit of armor.
I've actually heard some really interesting discussions about full plate. The interesting thing is that the reason that knights tended to ride on horseback is that this armor was really, really heavy. You don't just like casually walk around in it like this, because it's seriously like you should be able to hardly move. If you were wearing heavy plate in this kind of environment, you would die. I'm pretty sure about this. You would overheat, and you would just die of overheating and exhaustion. Even if we pretend that the the intense heat of the lava is just like, I don't know, California or something. This would fucking kill you. But anyway, now that we have that key, I can get properly headed off towards the exit from this land. And now that we have dealt with the various intermixing MacGuffins, we can pretty much forget that all of the people who occupy this land ever existed and abandon them entirely. It's quite impressive how entirely ignorable they are. You don't really have to concern yourself with them ever again. They're not even like central to your quest. They're kind of just like the main thing is you have to get the key to go through here, and the key, just kind of by coincidence, happens to be in that random tomb. You're not even going to the tomb to find something that's supposed to be there. If that guy had instead been like standing guard with these guys, you could have just walked up and killed him and took the key and never talked to another non-hostile creature in this entire land. I should save. I don't know, this whole place manages to really feel like it really doesn't matter. It's just a big empty environment filled with monsters and plot coupons. That's gross. Some of the I know I've commented on this before, but some of the fatalities, I guess, of this place are really rather distasteful. What kind of person sets up their home like this anyway? Like, can they live in the lava? I don't know. It seems really impractical, I guess.
Help me, rescuer. Give me my freedom.
Take calm, my lady. I shall help you.
No, there's no hesitation in that, milady, is there?
I am not close enough.
You've got to be kidding me. That is literally arm's reach.
Thank you, my rescuer. Those brutes have treated me most wretchedly.
How came you here, my lady?
I came seeking my lost crystal scepter. It fell down the shaft, but ne'er did I find it.
Crystal scepter? What?
Oh, no time for explanations. Hurry!
You can see
I shall
Connor's
unlock the
kind of
store
making
for
a move
you.
there, and
Oh,
he's
I
like,
must flee.
Oh,
Fare thee well, kind
okay.
stranger.
That was a really awkward cutscene. Hey, what do you suppose would have happened if I'd actually, like, pulled the drawbridge back? I kinda wanna know that now. Probably nothing, but, you know, I have that sadistic streak. Oh well. Oh yeah, there's a guy here. Hi. By the way, you remember that expensive warhammer that I could have bought? Yeah, it's just kind of lying on the ground here. So yeah.
These symbols.
This is how you can tell that Connor is the smart one. Even the enemies here, the fire dwarves, seem kind of unimportant. I mean, if you think back to the skeletons in Dimension of Death, I mean, they're kind of built up as, you know, they're plot significant. They're Azrael's guards. They kind of matter to the area. These are just apparently a bunch of xenophobic bastards tucked away in a hole in the wall, and they don't become the tiniest bit relevant until this end bit right here.
Oh, a piece of the mask.
Really haven't figured this out
Mask
yet.
belongs to Lucreto, underling.
So it's
Give it to
Lucreto.
me.
To the contest, then.
Can I get far enough to use this on anything? No, not really. The enemies kind of attempt to track you, but you just kind of wiggle back and forth. It seems to completely mess up their tracking abilities because they don't have anything beyond just kind of extrapolating to your current velocity, I suppose. Oh, shit. You guys are always hiding around corners. Okay, so if this is a puzzle you haven't seen before, it might actually give you something to think about. But it's really not all that complex. Basically, this elevator is controlled by steam, and so we need to trap the steam to push it up through the central shaft. You remember how Connor couldn't pull a lever at arm's reach before? Yep.
Where am I? Well, perhaps I have not ascended all of the way up.
And we're gonna need this.
This is Queen Frisa's crystal scepter.
How did you learn her name? Alright, so I think I should save here just in case something goes awry. So in case you were wondering, like, is there actually a real boss in this area? Nope. I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's probably nothing.
This is a frigid land, sure.
Ever the observant one, Connor. Yep. So now we are in the Iceland after having cleared the Fireland. So that is the Barren Land / Lethal Lava Land / Land of the Exotic Accents. I'll see you next time in another land that Connor probably wouldn't survive in. Goodbye.